What is up guys, Tech James here. Hopefully all of you are doing good. The other day I managed to pick up this PSP Street for free, also known as the PSP E1000. Now you guys might be wondering, how did I exactly get this PSP for free? Well, I was actually dropping some stuff off of the dump with my friend, and I actually noticed this in one of the electronics containers. It was kind of just sitting there. The container was like full up of stuff, so I was easily able to reach in and grab it, and this is probably going to end up on a landfill or something like that, so why not save it? They don't exactly allow you to take faulty electronics. I have actually asked before if I could take stuff, and the guy at the dump literally just said no, because if you electrocute yourself, apparently it's our fault. I don't see how that makes sense. Maybe it was just an excuse, but I've been taking stuff from there for quite a while, I guess. I've got PlayStation 2s, Nintendo Wii's, PlayStation 3s. There's really good stuff that you can get out of the dump because people just throw it all away when they think it's faulty. So yeah, here is a PSP Street. And basically in this video we're going to see if it works. I'm going to try and fix it. I have tried to turn it on, and there's just no signs of life, so it could be a battery, it could be the battery's like ran out of charge possibly, or it could be broken, I don't know. So if I just hold the power button, normally the like green LED light would come on here at the top. As you can see, there is nothing appearing at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and plug it into a charger. I'm going to leave it on charge for about an hour. So what I'm going to do is go and plug it into the power line. I'm going to leave it on charge for about an hour, and then we can come back and we can see if it actually turns on. Okay guys, so I'm back. It's probably been about 40 minutes to an hour, I'm not 100% sure, but what we're going to do, we're going to try the power button again, and this time we're going to see if it powers up. Okay, so we have got the green LED on the power button, and nothing on screen at all. To be honest, I was expecting this to work first try. Most of you might know that the PSPs are pretty like resistible, you know, you can drop them, they seem to be completely fine, but this one doesn't seem to be working at all. The other thing to note about it, the condition is pretty bad, so it does look like it's been dropped. It's got scuffs all over the screen. I'll try my best to clean it up in a minute. It looks like the buttons down here are covered in smudges. That should clean up okay. Also the back of the PSP has also got quite a few scuffs on it. I've never really used the PSP Street before. It does seem a bit cheaper than the other PSPs that I've used. I guess this is more of like a budget model. But yeah, the condition, not brilliant, but we can try and clean it anyway. And we can try and fix it. It could be soft bricked. Maybe if they installed custom firmware. It could be permanently bricked, which I hope not. Who knows, they could have tried to install Infinity and then thrown it in the bin because it didn't work. Or it could also have a battery issue. I think that could be another reason. Maybe the battery is faulty. So I think what we should do is we should try and take it apart, maybe disconnect the battery, plug it back in, see if that works. Yeah, let's take it apart. It needs a clean anyway, and I'll see if I can get it working, but it doesn't look too hopeful. So to take the PSP apart, I will be using this kind of like Chinese toolkit. I got this off Amazon. If you guys would like to get one, I will leave it in the description. It's actually really useful. It's brilliant for iPhones, PSPs and stuff like that, because it just has so many tools in which work with these small devices. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's take the PSP apart. Okay, so from my tool set, the Phillips screwdriver is looking perfect for this one, and it looks like it's got 4 screws at the back here, and then it's also got 2 at the top next to the charging port. Now before you take apart your PSP, you want to make sure it's powered off. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold down the power button again, and hopefully that green LED will actually go off. So is it going to go off, or is it stuck? If it's stuck, oh there we go, it went off. So yeah, just hold it for about, I don't know, what was that, 10 seconds, hopefully it goes off. Let's go ahead and let's take all these 4 screws out. Okay guys, so that is done. I've also taken the 2 screws out of here where the charging port is. Keep in mind that the screws near the charging port are different to the screws which are on the back of the PSP Street. So what I'm going to do is just move these out of the way. I'm just going to put them to the side. Obviously look after your screws because you do not want to lose these. If you lose them, you'd probably have to buy replacements and your PSP could come apart. But I think what we're going to try next, before we take the front off, is we're going to try and take the back off, because I don't know if this reads UMDs. And of course it's pretty disgusting under the back. With the PSP Street, I don't really like the design of it, but what you have to do is kind of unclip it like that. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. I'm pretty sure you just open it like that. Can't really see any eject button or anything, so I guess that makes sense. So what we're going to do is open it, and then we're actually going to unclip the tray. And you do that, you kind of just wobble it to the side, and it will actually unclip. You kind of just pull it to the left if you've got your PSP like this, and then we should actually be able to unclip the back fairly easily. It should just kind of pull out. Okay, so now the back of our PSP Street is actually disconnected. We can just put this to the side. As you can see, here was the metal clip, which we kind of had to, you know, move to the side. Mine looks a little bit bent, so I don't know if someone's tried to take this apart before or something. But yeah, this part is very dirty, so we're going to put this aside, and I'm going to clean this in a minute. Okay, so seeing as we've got the back off, the back's very dirty. There is nothing else which will fall out, so I wouldn't worry about that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're actually going to disconnect the screen. So the screen will actually come off with this top bar, so it should be quite easy. As you can see, it's coming off already, so you can literally just go around it with your nail or something and literally just disconnect it like that. I'd recommend probably just wobbling it a little bit, and it should actually come off. Now keep in mind the screen is going to be connected. As you can see, there is a wire down there, so you just want to kind of overlap it like that. Two buttons that will probably fall out are these shoulder buttons. So as you can see, mine literally just fell out left and right. We can put these to the side because we need to clean these as well. So if I just spin my PSP round, we're also going to have the buttons, but what I'd recommend doing is just taking the whole screen part off. Of course, it's got the wire underneath. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the actual screen part, and you guys can see that it's just kind of clipped in. I just pulled mine up a bit fast, but it's just kind of clipped in with these clips here, and for me, I was able to just put it like that, and it actually came out very easily. I wouldn't really recommend doing it like that. Probably do it a bit slowly, but it's literally holding, you know, it's just holding in with clips, so you can literally just lift it up. Okay, so the easiest way to kind of unclip this is just to kind of tilt the screen out of the way. Or you can actually disconnect the entire screen. It's actually just on the ribbon cable. If you guys just lift that bit of plastic up, it's like a small plastic clip, so you just push this bit upwards, you can actually just like kind of disconnect the screen. There you go, the screen is actually a bit dirty, so I will be cleaning this in a minute, and as you can see, it's just held in with a ribbon cable. I don't think the screen is faulty because the condition of it looks very good, apart from it's just got a few hairs stuck to it, but that should be quite easy to clean. Okay, so here is the kind of like screen of the PSP Street. What we're going to do is we're going to peel off this black kind of sponge here. You don't want to completely peel it off. Then we're going to unclip this ribbon cable, and we're going to take the whole screen off. So there you go, it's got the buttons and everything. We will be able to clean it and sort it out in a minute. Okay, so let's just spin it round and get it in the right direction. We've also got the ribbon cables for the analog stick and the like the buttons here, I mean the D-pad and the buttons. I'm also going to disconnect the joystick because that really needs a really good clean. Okay guys, so what we're going to do now, I've just got a brush here, and I'm just going to kind of brush all the dirt out. Obviously I could take everything apart, but I kind of want to test if it just, you know, turns on before I spend more time cleaning it. So I'm just going to get the worst of the dust out. Who knows, that could even fix it. So I'm basically just going to go over everything with the brush, make sure to clean all of the contacts and kind of like dust off the motherboard and all of that stuff, and I'll do both sides of the PSP. I don't know if you guys can see that on the camera, but there is loads of like dust and kind of dirt on the surface. But let's just clean the back as well. I'll try and scrub like all of the dust off, and then I'll just go over the back with some just like a little bit of soapy water and try and remove most of the stains and marks. Obviously if you are cleaning it, just be very careful of the laser here, you don't want to damage it. So I've just got a wipe here, and this is perfect for kind of just going around the edges. It's obviously just a bit damp. I've added a bit of water to it as well, and this is basically just going to clean the dust off that doesn't brush off. You know, it will actually clean it quite well. Obviously just be careful with the internals. You don't really want to get water on those, but going around the edges, underneath the plastic here at the back, that's perfect for using one of these. And as you can see, it's picking up quite a lot of dirt. Now originally I thought this cable right here was for the battery, but it turns out it's actually not. If we flip the PSP round, this right here is the battery. Now I think the battery might have been replaced on this before, because as you can see, the kind of like warranty label at the top here is actually very scruffy, and it looks like someone has tried to pull it off before. So I think what we should do is take this screw out, and we can actually disconnect the battery, and I guess we can try and power it up without the battery on. If you guys didn't know of the PSPs, you can actually power them off the mains, so you don't even need a battery plugged in. So let's put the battery screw to the side. We need to keep that. We can slide the kind of like plastic cover up, and here is the battery. So the battery looks like it's connected in down there, so we should be able to disconnect that quite easily. And yeah, let's run it off the mains and see what happens. Maybe it will work. We've just got to make sure to plug the mains adapter in. As you can see, the wire goes up here, so we're just going to make sure we plug that one back in. Might be a bit tricky to get it back in, but so let's try. There you go. Can we push it? Yeah, there you go. Now that's plugged in. Okay, so I think before I clean it up and try and restore it anymore, I'm going to put the PSP back together, and we're going to see if it runs off the mains without a battery. I'm kind of curious to see what happens. So let's put the analog stick back in. Let's then put the screen back in. Let me just go and get it. I did actually clean the screen a bit, but it's still got a bit of dust on there, so I'll clean it up a bit later as well. Yeah, we can actually connect the screen into the ribbon cable. So now we need to connect the front display as well. Just make sure that kind of bit of foam is just overlapped. Make sure the connection is up, and then we can go ahead and connect this in as well. Okay, so once you've got them both plugged in, just kind of line up the wire here. Make sure to put the foam piece over, and we're going to get the screen, and we're just going to make sure that the screen kind of clips back in place, just like that. Obviously just line it up with the clips at the top, and it should kind of just clip in quite easily, just like that. And then what we're going to do is you're just going to fold the screen over. Also, don't forget your left and right buttons. Make sure you get them the right way around as well. So obviously we've got right over here, and then we've got left on the left hand side. So we're just going to rest the buttons in as well. Just at the top, they clip in fairly easily. Also a bit of hair on my screen. I'm just going to kind of brush that off. As I said, I'm not going to restore it yet. I just want to make sure I can get it working. So let's just get the front panel, and let's just go and clip this on. Okay, so that clipped on quite nicely. Now, what I'm going to do is get the PSP's charger, and we're going to see if we can power it up just by using the kind of like mains lead. So this PSP is actually really weird. I managed to turn it on using one of the button combination tricks. I used the left trigger and the home button while powering it on. The first time I tried it, nothing. I tried it again, and then I tried it a third time, and the PSP Street actually ended up turning on. Now, there's a bit of a problem. It's completely frozen. I can't seem to do anything. So what I'm going to try and do... Oh, it's coming up with something now. It just said pops. Well, it looks like the volume is working. Well, it was working a second ago. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to try and turn it off, and then I'm going to try... Oops. Was it just working then? I don't know. Well, I'm going to try and turn it off, then I'm going to try and turn it back on, and we're going to see what happens. Okay, so right now I'm trying to turn it back on again. I'm holding L just to see if that helps. But yeah, honestly, this PSP is very strange. I can't really figure out what's wrong with it. It could be bricked. But then again, I did manage to turn it on, but just nothing would work. So maybe there's quite a bit faulty with it. Obviously, we know the screen works. These buttons down here possibly work. I know that the triggers work for sure. And we also can confirm that the battery works. So as you guys can see, the PSP Street is turned on, but it's just got so many problems with it. Even if I try and use the buttons, you know, just to go back, I'm pressing circle, just nothing seems to work at all. Even these buttons don't seem to be working, so I don't know. I don't know if I've connected the ribbon cables wrong. I did try a magic memory card as well, and that seemed to boot it, but it didn't really work, you know, how it should. Obviously, the lowest firmware for the PSP Street is 6.50, and my magic memory card is for version 5.00, so obviously it's not really supposed to work and it could brick it. But yeah, it's definitely not bricked because I'm able to use it. I think it's just really messed up. I think the buttons are broken. I mean, the screen seems to be okay. I don't know about the UMD drive. What I might do is just try and check the ribbon cables quickly just to see if that's the problem. So that is the screen unclipped. Now obviously these are the buttons, so what I guess I could try is kind of like unclip the ribbon cable and then re-put it in. I don't know if this is actually going to do anything, but as I said, it might be worth a try. Okay, so the screen just has gone off. That's a bit odd. But let's try and unplug this, and then we can try and put it back in. So I have a feeling trying to repair this PSP Street might not be such a good idea. Sometimes the buttons don't work, it's very hard to get it to turn on. I'm pretty sure it's not bricked. I did manage to look at the firmware just for a split second, and it was actually on 6.60, but yeah, I can't really see what's wrong with it. The motherboard looks perfectly fine, everything inside seems to look okay. Yeah, I genuinely can't work out what is wrong with this thing, and it's probably just one of those things which isn't worth fixing. If I did order new parts, the parts for this are very rare, so there's only a couple of them on eBay, and the people which list them pretty much pick the price, so yeah, I don't really have a very good chance at getting some new parts for this or actually fixing it. And the thing is, even if I did fix it, the condition of it is really rubbish. So, oh well, it was worth a try for this video. This one I literally can't fix because it's just completely messed up. But if you guys enjoyed this video anyway, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to try and get another PSP Street. Maybe that one will be faulty as well. Maybe I can use some parts from this one. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.